This is a Visage Garden interview with a DJ. I know, we actually have one of those. So my first question for you is, what's your favorite Gothic album? This could be either current or all time or both.
All time, Echoes in the Corridor by Alter the Fae. That's specifically partially for sentimental reasons and partially because I do like how the album sounds from the beginning to end. That is a no-skip album for me. They were the first death rock band that I saw live, and when I did see them live, that was when I was first getting into the scene in general, and they changed my brain chemistry.
Where did you see them first?
Reno.
Reno.
It was after they started playing shows again, 2018?
Ooh, okay.
2019. But it was at the Holland Project, and I went to the show having listened to some of their music on Bandcamp. I had Bandcamp or YouTube at the time. And I remember thinking, this is cool, but I wasn't all that impressed actually by the recording. But I thought it would be pretty cool to experience what kind of vibe that they bring, what kind of performance that they give off, and as a dipping my toes in the water about what to expect for that sort of genre, death rock. So when I got to the concert and they started playing, I was blown away by how they presented themselves and the sound of the. Because I do like live performances in general. And I have seen rock acts before. But when I heard the guitars and the bass,
it's just something
and just
snapped
everything
and you were
live,
like, whoa.
I understood. I got the message.
It's like,
and
saw God that moment.
I saw God in that moment, and several other paths in my life closed off. And I decided I'm very interested in this. Where can I get more?
Oh, that's so cool.
So I bought the album. I bought the CD.
There you go.
And I bought the shirt. And I remember sometime a few months later, my friend got me another shirt at a swap meet. So I have two Alter the Fae shirts for Echoes in the Corridor.
Hell yeah.
One of them DIY'd, and one of them I just cut the sleeves off, and I wear the DIY'd one, but not the one that I bought because I don't want to. You
want to preserve it.
That one's,
I
look at it.
All right. So what's your second pick? Just current, all time album. We forgot the question. Toss up. It's a toss up.
Toss up between And Also the Trees by And Also the Trees.
Okay.
Because when I first heard them, it was. I remember I heard about them first as an extension of they used to open for The Cure. And so I was interested what kind of band that they were, and I heard that they were quirky. No, there was a joke that I saw, I remember. Dead Can Dance is for the witches, and Also the Trees is for the hippies.
Okay.
And I was intrigued by that. So I heard the debut album, and I thought when I listened to it from front to back, I got the impression of this feels very targeted somehow because it's both pretty, it's both beautiful to listen to, specifically on like Wallpaper Dying, Chantel, and there's one specific song as well that I often come back to just to listen to. I get the vibe just to listen to that specific song, The Tease the Tear, specifically the lyrics for it. It's about holding your rage in, and the way that they describe it in the lyricism of that particular song really made me. They convey the feeling of holding in your rage so poetically that it still stuck with me. I play it.
I don't think I might have heard them. I don't think I've heard that song.
I don't recommend it to most people.
No, it's an acquired taste.
It's an acquired taste. I do think instrumentally it's a bit of a hard. I don't know if it's a hard listen is the best way I would describe it, but it's like.
Would you say it's like more avant-garde?
It's a little more avant-garde, yes.
Okay.
Especially the chorus. But the way that it builds up, and if you listen to the lyrics and the instrumentals that go with it.
That's what makes it worth it,
It puts you, and you try to imagine yourself in the position.
Yeah.
It'll get you. Get you.
Okay, I'm going to have to listen to that. So.
Yes.
All right. So my second question for you is, what would you say the most difficult part about DJing is?
Not dancing.
Not dancing.
It's just not that. Yeah, it's not dancing.
Not being able to dance. You have told me on several occasions where you're like, I'll play a song that I really like, but I'm the one playing it, so
Yeah.
I can't dance to it.
If I practice a song and I know how long it takes to set up the next song after that, then I have maybe a minute to dance.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I do prefer playing slightly longer songs that are maybe in the 4 or 5 minute range.
No, I think you need to play an 11-minute song and have it play no cuts.
Autumn by the Hating Tree by Autumn.
There we go. No cuts. Everyone gets to listen to this 11-minute song.
I would love to do that.
I mean, Jericho, you are the DJ.
But I won't do that. Because if I was the one dancing... No, if I really hated people, I'd play Lie Spoken by Corpus Delicti, and there's a solid portion of that that's just rain. But if...
There we go. That's how you
if I
clear dance
really...
floor.
I think everyone will say rain sounds.
2-minute rain sounds if you would like.
Everyone, hurry! Take an edible.
Take to really vibe to it, as a treat. But I wouldn't do that. If I was someone on the dance floor, that's a perspective I do like to consider.
Yeah.
How I would feel about hearing the song on the dance floor there. As much as there are some songs that go longer than 6 minutes that I would love to hear, that I do like to sit down and listen to on the dance floor, by the time the 5th minute rolls around, say like The Last Dance by The Cure, I'm good. I'm gonna sit down now.
Yeah, people are done.
People are done.
I mean, that's a good perspective to have. Even though you want something to play, you know that it's not necessarily what would keep the crowd moving.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, that was a good answer. I like that. Hold on. In honor of World Goth Day, because that's happening, you know? Crazy, right? What's a fun fact about goth culture that you know? And I'm sure you know a lot, but try to pick one.
One.
2024.
I remember reading about... It was a Facebook post by Jake Hout, the singer of Alter de Fey at the moment.
Yes.
And he talked about how Cleopatra Records had approached him to use his voice as a base for an AI-generated emulation of Stiv Bators, the vocalist of Lloyds of the New Church.
Yeah.
He died. And the post itself, he was vehemently rejecting AI as a concept and as an artist, which I shouldn't be, but I was actually surprised because with all these albums that are coming out, with AI art, or the discussion of the use of AI in creating music, I think that it's not that unfortunately not that frequent that you see a very public denouncement of the use of AI in either creating album covers or in goth music.
Basically saying, I'm not about this, you know,
You see more often, and I don't say that it doesn't happen, that the artists don't decry AI, but in terms of what I see on my own social medias, I see more cases of artists using AI, and then it's in the comments sections that people are saying, hey, why are you using AI? Mm-hmm. And not as much statement from the actual bands in the scene
saying that this is not cool and that they don't condone this, basically.
Okay.
That, you know, and I feel like that's a really not touchy topic, but a really big topic that's been coming up nowadays, where people are like, should AI be used for things involving like music and art? And having someone be like, no. You know, and having the gold and guts to say like, no, I don't condone this, I won't give them my voice, and basically saying that that's crazy for them, especially for someone who's already passed, to be like, I'm going to use your voice for something. Like, that's definitely not quite a fun fact, but a sad fact that someone has to do that nowadays. But you know what?
I respect it.
Yeah, I do respect that, definitely. Okay, moving on, because we could go on about this. What is your hot take about goth culture? And then I want you to tell me what is your mild take. So basically, something that really bothers you and something that just gives you like you're mildly annoyed about this thing.
This might be more of a product of just, at least this is more targeted towards what I see on social media. But I do feel that goth, I don't know if I'm getting on some kind of soapbox, and I'm pretty sure that this view is not new and not particularly a hot take, but I do feel strongly about it. I do feel that it's the sort of thing that should be experienced rather than consumed.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is experienced as in you go. I already told you about how I experienced Altered Fate by going to their concert versus my listening experience of the album.
Yeah.
But pretty much, I think it's a very different. You get a very different impression and gut feeling from going to a club or going to a dedicated event where you hear the music surrounding you, surrounded by people that are interested in that same space and have these similar values, or not necessarily, but similar free, open-minded values as you, as opposed to experiencing it in your room and just having much of it being, because a lot of media, there's a lot of advertising that's tied to following influencers.
Yes.
And when I try to experience when I get into experiences that I like, I don't like the feeling of being sold to.
Yeah.
So
there's basically like a difference that you view that there's a difference between people who go out into the culture, experience the music in a public setting, and then there's people who only experience it online in a very consumerism like point of view. Is that like what you're coming across? Like, is that
it's partially that.
Yeah.
I don't say it's necessarily bad to buy things that market themselves as goth.
Yeah.
But I don't think that the basis of you identifying with the subculture should be coming off of all these things that you bought.
Yes.
Like clothing.
Yeah. Or how much
of your
furniture
interior
you have.
decor that you have that's gothic.
Oh yeah, and I feel like that's definitely something that again has been talked about, where it's like there is a difference between someone who is purely online and experiencing the goth culture online, which again is very consumerism driven, and then to someone who goes out and goes to the shows, it supports the local community, goes to the local shops and stuff.
Yeah,
there is definitely a difference between those two people, and you can definitely go and tell when you talk to someone like that. But yeah,
it's also, there's a thing of, because I also do participate in forums online. I do think there are ways to, especially for those people who don't have the ability to go out to a club because they don't have any clubs in their local scene.
Yeah,
I think there still are ways to get in touch with more what the community is actually about. There are DJs on Twitch that will stream their sets coming from like clubs, like Scary Lady Sarah. During the pandemic, they streamed. I know there were World Goth Day streams during the pandemic where a bunch of DJs from around the world were also streaming on Twitch of just their own music, and they had a schedule for it, back-to-back DJs.
Okay.
So
there's ways of going online that isn't in that very consumer culture.
Yeah.
Like and that's true. There is ways and I feel like it's mostly the community that you need to like find, where it's like
you have to dig deep.
Yeah, you do.
Because the things that make it to your For You page are not necessarily those things that will give you a better experience of the subculture.
Yes.
So,
that is very true. Okay.
My
now
mild
tell
take?
me your mild take. Something that just annoys you just a little bit,
This probably would have been this annoyed me a little more maybe about a year or two ago, but when you market a goth night, I'm just saying.
When you market a goth night.
When you market something as a goth night, I do think you should play goth music at the goth night instead of EBM, future pop, all industrial.
And like at least if you're doing that, put it on like the flyer that you're going to be playing those genres,
Yeah, it's just if there is a list of genres on a flyer. And I go to a night and I stay from start to end. If there's goth music on that list, and then post-punk, EBM, darkwave, and it's 90% dark techno EBM, and 10% goth music. And then the goth music that they do play is Susie and the Banshees, Cities in Dust, and The Forest by The Cure.
Oh man.
And then 3 new wave songs. I love the songs that they play.
Yes, they're good songs.
But
It's like maybe let's call it something else.
yeah, at that I don't. The marketing feels a little misleading when it feels like the use of goth is used as more as a marketing term than as an accurate descriptor of the night that you're holding.
You're trying to hold. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like I've experienced that quite a bit where I go to a night and I expect it to be like an actual goth night, and then I'm unpleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
But also not surprised
Yeah.
that it's not, you know.
It's probably not helped by the fact that I'm personally not a big fan of rave music.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against it, but
Just not your cup of tea, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. That's also a very valid mild take. You know, like, come on you guys. Let's play something else. Let's play something a little bit more spicy.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you like the most about DJing?
Playing songs that I would never get to hear at the club and would love to dance to. And also it gives me more of a push. It gives me more of a light a fire under my ass to listen to more albums and explore more of what exists, both past and present, in the musical discography of the goth genre. Widening
your taste.
My taste, yes.
Yeah.
Because I do like, a part of my experience of goth is very much finding music that I haven't heard before, and then finding out, oh, I really like this.
Yeah.
It's fun to dig into albums that are both mediocre, and then I can say after I listen to the album, okay, I probably won't remember this one, but I enjoyed listening to it because I do like the auditory characteristics of the genre.
There we go.
But now I can move on to another album. So it gives me more of an impetus to do more of that more often, with the productive excuse of, hey, also thinking this might be something new to play in a set and potentially introduce people to.
There you go. That is, you know, and I bet that is pretty fun, you know? All right, so this has been a very long Visage Garden interview with our dear DJ Jericho. I am Kiani, your event organizer, and we'll catch you on May 22nd.